This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Niamh Kavanagh.
And I'm Gearoid Farrelly.
And you're listening to Agony Rants.
Welcome, listener, to the show. The show where a Eurovision winner, the only show where a Eurovision winner and a comedian solve your problems by examining their own life.
I'm not really sure if
Through
we
a
need...
quite frankly disturbing lens.
Yeah, I'm not really sure we can say that we need more than one show like this, really, to be honest, with a Eurovision winner and a comedian.
No, I think it's a very odd fit, Niamh. But it's a fit. That's what's important.
You calling me
That's
odd?
what's important. Well, it's an odd fit for the two of us.
Not for us.
Niamh.
We love it.
I love it, Niamh.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as there's nothing else, I'm here.
All right. Come on then. You look eager to tell me something there. What are you going to tell me?
I'm just eager to start the week, Niamh. How's your week been?
My week has been good. I've been busy. I have another wash on the line. You know how I love that because we got a bit of sunshine this morning. And I was at a gig on Saturday night and this lovely lady came rushing up to share her story with me afterwards, which comprised of her name was Sharon, and her lovely partner Eddie had to have photographs with me because their daughter was nothing about me at all. It was just about their daughter, who basically born maybe 9 or 10 months after I won Eurovision, shall we say. And their second name was Kavanagh.
Niamh?
So have you any idea what they called her?
They called her Niamh Kavanagh.
They did. They called her Niamh. And then many years later, young Niamh, who was born with auburn hair. Amazing.
Wait, hold on. Auburn hair from the start?
Yeah, imagine.
That must be unsettling now.
Yeah, very unsettling.
Like to see a shock of red hair in a cot now, that's...
Can you see a rippling
alarming.
effect here? Yeah. And then what happened was she got married in Newry Town Hall, right, a few years ago. And the celebrant said, I married another Niamh Kavanagh with red hair here. That was me. Yeah, do you remember the story I told you about when my marriage license had the caravan park on it?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
not a great story.
No,
Niamh.
you thought it was a great story. That was funny.
Not a great story, Niamh. Nobody comes out well.
But that's where I got married to. So imagine. And that was 22 years ago when I got married. So that woman still remembers that moment. That's how special my wedding was.
So basically she has lived in your shadow her whole life, and then the biggest day of her life, they mentioned you.
Yeah.
Wow. I think this is the lesson, Niamh. You shouldn't be so accessible.
And her parents have lovely photographs to send to her. She looked beautiful. They showed me photographs of her. I love that when people tell me stories about their people, as it's not really about me. I'm just in the vicinity of it. I love it. So that was my
really
weekend.
sweet.
Yeah, it was very nice. What about you? You ready to tour and do it? Come on, you're going to tell me you got like 700 tour dates.
Niamh, I'm going to London today, and I went over to my parents yesterday, right? I went over for dinner because, so I've done 9 shows in a row, right?
Oh God. And you're very fit for meeting people when you do that. You know what I mean?
9 in a
Like
row.
that's where you're ready for it.
By the end of it, I was cross-eyed. Like I was absolutely, and like you get so used to being tired that you actually don't realize you're tired.
Yeah.
You just think, God, I think I'm going to buy a gun.
Well, I've never thought that, but I have been on autopilot.
Yeah, but you're kind of like, you're constantly like in this low level of rage at all times, right?
Okay.
So
Are you still there before we get into this
Yeah.
conversation, before we get into this show?
Niamh, I am.
Am I likely to get
address
it?
some things in this conversation.
Okay, go
So
on.
yesterday I fell asleep. I stayed asleep until 11 o'clock, and then my boyfriend woke me up to tell me that he was going over to get his hair cut. And I was like, what a wonderful story. I feel like being woken
Thanks
up
for
was
sharing.
completely unnecessary. I fell back asleep again, and then my mother rang to see if I was up. I was like, well, I am now.
I don't think I've done that for my son like for years.
Oh my God. I was so cranky for the day. I went over to my parents for dinner, and I was just like, whoa, yeah, I'm tired.
I'm sure they were delighted they had you.
I was terrible company. I accept it. I was dreadful company. And then, Niamh, I was thinking about our Agony Rants, our lovely show this morning.
Oh.
And I thought, okay, we need to freshen things up.
I'm always nervous about that.
Niamh has been thrown out of Dancing with the Stars. She's been forcibly removed.
I thought we were never mentioning that again.
Exactly, yeah. And I was like, no, because I thought we're not going to mention it again. We're going to move on from it, right?
Okay.
And then I did something which I never do.
What did you
Right?
do?
I had a look on the internet. Right? Now.
You're never off the internet. What are you talking about? You never look at the internet.
No, I don't, but I don't read things about people I know. Right?
Okay, go on then.
So, whenever a comedian says to me they're going to Google themselves, I always take that the same way I would take it if they said, I'm going to take this Stanley knife and drag it down my arm, right? Because I feel like no good comes from...
No, it's ill-advised.
Ill-advised.
Ill-advised, yeah.
And I take that same approach to my friends. Because I don't want to read about my friends.
What did you do?
However, I wonder what the internet is saying about Niamh Kavanagh on her stellar turn on Dancing with the Stars.
Don't do that. I don't do that. What are you doing?
Well, I did. Right? I just had a look. I wasn't going to tell you what I found. I knew it would be all positive, and yes, it was. However, I did happen across, Niamh, an article on VIP, which is like, how do we describe VIP if you're not in Ireland? It's kind of like the Irish hello.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it begins. Niamh Kavanagh shares Dancing with the Stars advice pal Gearoid Farrelly gave her. And I thought, well, I have been name checked. I wonder what piece of advice this could be, Niamh.
Oh my God.
Because I do remember saying things like about how inspirational you were.
No.
And about how it would be perfect for you because you are so competitive and you like to challenge yourself and you like to do things that scare you. And I was like, I wonder how she described these inspirational, motivational chats that I've had with her. So I had a little scroll. So it goes on, basically. I mean, there's a lot of like blown smoke, okay? So it's like Niamh Kavanagh is no stranger to the stage. She represented Ireland twice at Eurovision.
We don't need all that, come on.
In 1993 before returning to the competition in 2010. Oh, okay. I thought they were very nice now the way they phrased
were kind. They didn't mention that I didn't win that one. Okay, go on.
However, singing is very different from dancing, she reminds us. Well done, Niamh. I can only imagine that the interviewer is still partially blind from eye rolling that hard. And then it begins. Thankfully, her good pal and podcast host, Gearoid Farrelly, was able to give her some advice before heading onto the dance floor. And I said, my goodness, I wonder what advice this could be. When Gearoid did this last year, I, of course, was very involved in watching him, she tells VIP magazine, saying she supported her pal the entire time.
I did.
He was part of the reason I did it, because he was so determined that I should. And I suppose I sent him first like a canary down the mine, she jokes.
I did. Mind you.
This feels reductive. I basically went, you go and see how you get on. But actually, I think I'm in a better place to do it now because I've kind of accepted I don't have to be absolutely brilliant. Well, you were absolutely brilliant.
But it's true. That wasn't about you. That was about me.
Is that, like, I watched him and I was like, you don't have to be any good.
No, it's not that.
It continues. This onslaught, this attack.
It's not an attack. Come on.
I'd like to be very good because I'm competitive for myself. She goes on to say, he gave me all the good hints. And I thought, what hints could they be? Including getting a phone cover that stands out because they put your phone in a box.
Did you or did you not give me that advice?
Do you know what, Niamh? I accept I did. I will accept I did.
And do you know what? It was brilliant advice because I was able to find my phone most weeks, right?
But I don't think it was newsworthy.
I did say other things, right? I did say other things. Clearly, that was new.
Yeah, I'm sure you said, Gearoid, who's he? You'll have to remind me.
No, you are the inspiration of my life, Gearoid. You know that. Do you know the worst thing is my best friend that I do all the walking with and everything?
Yeah.
She's over in Australia with her daughter currently, and we were texting back and forth, and her daughter was saying how she met this man and said, "Oh, my mum's best friend is in the dancing competition," right? And she says, "Oh, who's your friend?" And he said, because he used to train with Philip, the rower that's in, right? You know, Philip was a rower. So he said, "Who's your mum's best friend?" Niamh Kavanagh. He says, "Oh," and so he Googles Niamh Kavanagh's best friend, which came up, Gearoid Farrelly. And now my friend is not talking to me. She is apparently not my best friend anymore.
That's, oh my God.
So you're my best friend online, so you can take the phone cover and suck it. I mean, you know.
So that was a lesson learned, Niamh.
Did you or did you not give me that advice?
I did give you that advice.
And people who know us know that there's nothing but love from me for you.
I was just like, who does she think she is?
And how outrageously fabulous I thought you were last year.
I was stunning, yeah.
And you know, I had no notion of doing this all last year until your cat died.
Until my little cat, I've been looking at cats, Niamh. Did you see? Oh my God.
No.
Did you see? I was on the NSPCA website, right? And basically there was a litter of puppies, right? A litter of puppies that their mother had been killed and they were looking for people to bottle feed them. They had to be bottle fed every 4 hours to save their life. Niamh, I was just,
No,
if I wasn't going to wait this week, I'd have 6 puppies.
Where?
I was just, I will
Where is
breastfeed those dogs.
Well, they still need them in a week. I think I'll be back in Dublin in a week.
Oh God, Niamh, and they were so cute. I came very close. I have a feeling.
Were they Bitses? What kind of dogs were they? Do you know?
Oh, they were like, I'll just say cute. They probably grow into like absolute savage hellhounds, but like they were so cute. Brilliant. And I feel now I need to address this because I feel like I'm furry pooed broody.
You are.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like if I don't address this soon, I'm going to make a big mistake. You know, like somebody that is like just out of a relationship and decides they want a baby. Nothing good ever comes of that.
Well, do you know what they do? Do you know what they do when elderly people want babies? You know, they give them a doll. So maybe some sort of stuffed cat would do the job.
Elderly people?
Yeah, you know, in homes, you know, if they're looking for their baby, they give them a doll.
Good God.
I think it's a great thing.
They give them a doll.
Yeah, and they love it. Well, they're hardly going to give them a baby, are they?
It's hard for that not to appear dismissive.
I'm
so
nearly sure if you are
give a doll to one person and then somebody else asks the baby and then they give the same doll, is the other person going like, give me the baby?
I don't know. I haven't. It's rare you have so many of them looking for them at that stage of their lives. Maybe what I'm suggesting is that you maybe get like a stuffed cat that you can carry around with you and pretend it's your cat.
No. That'd be weird, Niamh.
Is there one that mews? That'd be funny.
I'm gonna get something real. It's gonna happen
real.
now. I can feel it's about to happen. Like,
yep. Well, the question I'm going to put in front of you is, are you going to be home for that?
Well, it will have to be after Australia.
Okay.
And the sad reality is that I'll go to Australia and I'll never be able to go back because I'll have a cat. Because that was always my thing with Australia. It was like, I'm not leaving my cat for 3 months.
No, you can't. So you're going to Australia now, if you can fly over Iran. And yeah, we're not getting into that today.
What are we going to do?
Well, we're going to, if you go to Australia before you can get back, like my friend's in Australia, so I don't know if she's ever getting back now. But
I wouldn't mind being stuck there.
Right? That would be some, I mean, when would we
record? But being not able to go. But you know what it is? Every time I get a juicy gig that involves a long haul, something happens. Like I was supposed to go and do like, was it 3 weeks in China?
China?
And that was...
Why was that cancelled?
COVID.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
I think I was going to Wuhan. Like...
We're the source.
And they were emailing. And they were like, we're not sure this is going to happen. I was like, it's fine. It's just a cold.
I want to go. So do you think Trump heard you were going to go and tour Australia?
Yeah. So yeah.
I think it's personal.
I hope I can go. I really hope I can go.
I hope you can go too.
There's
More
a lot of
importantly,
people
I hope there's no war.
I know. And as I've said before, Niamh, I can't.
You're the perfect age to be conscripted.
No, Niamh, I couldn't be conscripted. I'm too pretty for the front line. I've said this before, Niamh. I couldn't be in a soldier's mess. It would be distracting me.
It would be messy.
I'd be passed around like lots of
It'd be very messy in the mess. Anyway, are we here to talk about that?
No, we're not here to talk about ourselves. We're here to solve listeners' problems.
Go on then.
We have some follow-ups though. We have some follow-ups.
Amazing.
Okay, there's one that you don't have, Niamh, and this is a follow-up about... Do you remember the one we had last week about the partner had been involved in like small crime? Well, they said it was small stuff.
No, it was a friend in the shop. It was a friend in the shop. Someone she liked in the shop. That's right. Yeah, I remember.
No, it was about, do you remember her partner was involved, was a fence.
Oh, yes.
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 Well, she described it as small stuff, but it clearly wasn't small. Well, somebody has got in touch, Bev, right?
Okay.
And Bev strikes me that she may have a legal background.
Okay, go on.
Because she begins and she says, okay, so listening to this week's episode of Agony Rants, and have to point out
Oh, are we
that
liable?
because she knows about her partner's criminal activity, she is also criminally liable. So if she says nothing, she is aiding and abetting. So she needs to extract herself from this immediately.
Wow. Did we even bring that up?
No, I never even thought about her being complicit in all of this. Did I? I don't think we brought that up.
No. I don't think
But
we
I
went down
didn't
the
realise
legal
that-
route, to be fair.
Well, we were talking very ethically.
Yes.
We were talking about, well, you know about this, that this isn't good to know about it. But now Bev is saying that she's actually aiding and abetting. She's legal.
Bev, you could be our legal advisor on everything. I love that.
I think Bev would probably look at it and go, this is way above my pay grade.
It's very true, though. Actually, you think that you're just, I knew he was doing it, but I couldn't stop him. The reality is, if you know, you have a moral obligation, really, legal obligation to.
Well, the mall always goes to prison as well.
Yeah.
Look at Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay.
Yeah, she's.
Wow. You went there. That was unexpected. I mean, this boy's moving on a few pairs of trainers. Like,
Niamh, we have a problem. Do you want to read the first problem?
what about the other follow-up?
Oh, the other follow-up. Yeah, do you want to read the other follow-up?
I will. It says, Dear Niamh and Gearoid, Andrew here. Thank you for answering my original letter and not publicly ruining my life. Oh yeah, this is the one who got off with the husband next door. Do you remember?
Oh, this is on the
Do you
balcony.
remember?
The people have moved in and he basically
They
destroyed
thought they
their
were
marriage
open.
at their...
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And they have to live next door to each other. I've decided I'm going to apologise to the husband the next time I see him. Oh, which one of us said that?
I think that was me. I would be very... Yeah, I said that you need to kind of make light of it.
I think we both said it, to be fair, but yeah, you're right. I'm going to be honest and own it. Tell him I made a bad assumption and got carried away. And yes, can occasionally be a bit of a whore with optimism. That was you. Definitely, that was you.
Yeah, that was me, yeah. Optimistic whore. Yeah.
I assume they were open and did absolutely no fact-checking. That's on me. I'll apologise properly, keep it brief, and then give them space. Long term, I'd like us to get to a place of civil, friendly neighbourliness. But I'll start by keeping a very appropriate distance and staying firmly off all balconies. Does this sound like a grown-up move? Yours in corridor anxiety, Andrew. I love corridor anxiety. I love the fact that he says he is going to do this. He's actually not done it yet. We need the next follow-up.
Yeah, we need to know...
Andrew, what happens when that actually happens?
We know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Your man's just going to be totally dismissive.
Yeah.
And also, we said this in the last episode, Andrew, you do deserve it. You have to just take your lumps with this. You made a huge mistake.
But we love you. And follow up. Tell us how it went.
I'd be interested to see how it goes, Andrew, because you can try two things and see what works best, which is one,
Ignore it.
address it, or two, completely ignore them. So address it first, and if that doesn't go well, completely ignore them and then see how long it takes for them to come back in.
Come back in where? They're not coming into his apartment.
No, but come back to civility.
All right.
Which may not happen.
Ever. You could put a note under the door as well.
Actually, we didn't say that.
I know, but you could. You could write a
card.
letter.
Oh, no, I wouldn't write a letter now, Niamh. Come on.
Do you think
It's not
there's
Anne
an
Frank in
appropriate
the attic.
card for I shifted your partner unexpectedly on the balcony? There might be.
No, but you know what you could do?
What could you do?
You could do a little card, or you could maybe get a little bunch of flowers and just write, sorry we got off to a bad start.
Love that.
All the best. Your new neighbour.
But would a bunch of
And then
flowers...
draw a great big dick on the front of the card.
I was going to say, would it look like you were kind of trying to woo the partner by sending flowers?
No.
I'm just,
No,
you know.
Niamh, no.
That sounds a bit try hard. A wee card, apology card, yeah, I get. Or some sort of semaphore.
Or maybe a candle.
Candle. People are funny about candles. They either love them or they don't. Do you know what you should get? One of those air fresheners that spits out every now and then. They really distress me.
No, Niamh, I don't understand them.
A friend of mine has them in places, and sometimes you're sitting there and you forget it's there every 20 minutes because it's 20 minute whatever, how long it is in between. And it just spits out the thing and you get a fright.
When I was younger, I remember hearing this story about somebody that got a plant given to them from Africa, and every time they walked by, it used to hiss at them, and then it turns out there was a massive tarantula in it.
That's not true. That's not
swear to
true.
God, no, but it was one of those urban legends. It was like the story about the woman that had the snake and it kept lying down beside her, and it was like just measuring itself.
Measuring her up.
We've all heard those stupid stories.
I believe that.
Like those things that just hiss vapor every so often, and the smell of them is so chemical. It smells like toilet cleaner.
It's not my thing. It's not my thing. No, but I understand some people like it and they do it, but it's really freaky when it happens randomly, especially if you're sitting anywhere near it. Let's move on to what we're actually here for.
What we're actually here to do. Do you want to read this or will I?
Well, I've just read the last follow-up, so you read this one.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Okay. Dear Niamh and Gearoid, I'm writing on behalf of my friendship group. Most of us are listeners. Sorry, now that's bad start. Some of us don't listen, is basically what you're saying. I'm writing on behalf of my friendship group. Some of us don't listen. And it feels like our group is imploding and I don't know how to fix it. There are 5 of us who've been close since university. We've done everything together. Holidays, birthdays, even spending Christmas Eves at each other's houses when we couldn't get home. For years, we were solid. Are you friends with anyone you were in college with?
No, I didn't go to college as such. Well, I went for a year. I went for a year doing hotel reception. I didn't finish it. I went to
hotel reception
because they paid me £12 a week to go.
Nice.
I was 17 when I left school. I was too young to get a job. Oh. I left to go to Aer Lingus.
2 people in the group, I'll call them A and B, started dating last year and started dating about a year and a half ago. At first, it was lovely. We were all genuinely happy for them. They were that annoying but cute couple who held hands under the table, bickering about what film to watch, but it felt safe because they were ours. That's a lot.
It is, yeah. No, it is. It's a lot.
Then about 3 months ago, they broke up. It wasn't dramatic in a public, shouting way, but it was messy underneath. There were hurt feelings, accusations about effort and loyalty, and a lot that hasn't been resolved. They've told different versions of what happened to different people in the group. Now everything feels tense and divided. Group chats have gone quiet. Plans get made inside messages. If A comes to something, B doesn't. If B is there, A leaves early. The rest of us are constantly calculating who's going to be where and whether inviting one person means excluding the other. It feels like we're hosting fragile diplomatic talks instead of going for brunch.
God.
I'm exhausted from trying to be neutral. A vents to me about how blindsided they were. B vents to me about how underappreciated they felt. I care about them both deeply, but I feel like I'm being slowly pulled in opposite directions. I'm terrified of being seen as choosing a side just by spending time with one of them. What hurts most is I miss how we used to be. I miss not having to think about seating arrangements. I miss inside jokes that don't now feel loaded. I miss feeling like our group was bigger than any one relationship. Is it naive to think that we can get back to something close to normal? Should we be pushing them to sit down and clear the air? Or do we just accept that sometimes when 2 people break up, the group breaks up too? I don't want to lose 4 friendships because 2 people couldn't make it work. But right now, it feels like we're heading that way. Yours, in anticipation, P.
First question I have is the couple themselves, are they part of the most of the people who are listening? Because if they are they going to recognise themselves in this situation?
Oh, they may do. But you know what? That's no harm.
That's no harm, because there's a lot to be said about this. And at the heart of it for me is you need to stop apologising for something that they've created.
Yes, exactly. 100%. We're on the same page, Niamh.
The onus is on them to actually make sure that they're not bringing that shit into this group. And you need to be very clear to them that you love them, but basically feck off with all that shit. You are friends and that's first, and that's the end of the conversation. And they either sign up or they don't. And they'll probably be hurt. But it's hurting the group anyway. So why not nip it in the bud? I would be very direct about this.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. What I would do, and this may not be the right thing to do, I would put a message into the group and go, hey, this whole thing with A and B, I find it's really dividing the group. I'm setting up a splinter group without both A and both B. That's the WhatsApp group that will continue as normal. If A and B want to join at some point, that's absolutely fine. But for the moment, this whole thing that's gone on between the 2 of you is really ruining it for everybody else. So...
yeah. Be
Sort your shit
transparent.
out.
Yeah, no, absolutely brilliant. I think that's a great thing because it's transparent. It's not like we're setting off a little side group because we know all those side groups that exist.
Of course they exist. The Without Niamh group. Without Gearoid group.
Oh, try that. Well, yeah, it's too late now. You've said it. I mean,
Of
it'd be a
course they
very
exist.
lonely group if it was a Without Niamh group on Agony Rants, wouldn't it? Be just literally you.
I think it would flow quite well.
Be very chill. Anyway, listen, this is the problem with this situation is they've created a situation by dating. All delighted with it, lovely. Maybe you saw it coming for ages, who knows? But the point is, these people are now leaving this kind of, you're all tiptoeing around, and it might be creating difficulties for them as well. They might be awkward themselves in it. So maybe it's like a slap in the face of, listen, enough already. We are friends first. End of conversation. Do you want to still be friends? But then you have to be prepared for what's going to actually come from that, which might be, we're done.
But the whole group won't be done.
No, it won't be. That's what happens.
But I do think that you need to talk to the other members of the group and go, look, this isn't on. We had a really nice group
until this happens.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, we're friends with both of you. I don't want to talk to either of you about the other. I'm more than happy to be your friends, but this is not our problem. This is your problem. It's a problem you've created.
This is definitely that's a you problem. Sort it out.
Do you know what I'm really relieved about, right?
What?
I am really relieved I don't have one of those groups in my life.
As in?
I don't have a massive group of friends from one particular situation.
Oh, right, I know what you mean.
I've loads of friends, but they're all from different things.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I almost see them all
separately.
Yeah.
And they occasionally mix, but they're not in on top of each other.
Yeah, I mean, my two pals from school, John and Kev,
mm-hmm.
they would be the closest I would have to a long-standing group of friends.
Yeah.
And it's just two of them.
Well, I have a couple of friends from school as well that I keep.
You have a gang, don't you?
Well, a gang is kind of, I have different people from different spaces like you, right? So in other words, I adopt people at different stages in my life. So I have one friend from primary school who I knew through secondary at different stages. And then I had a secondary school friend. And then recently the whole of my year got back together. And there was a reunion last year because it was 40 years since we left school.
But didn't you go to
I went to the reunion, yeah.
No, but didn't you go on holidays with a group of friends?
Go on holidays with a group of friends? What kind of?
Recently to America or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's Mairead and Orna, who I know from, Mairead is the first person I met in the bank. We're nearly 40 years friends next year. We're already making the plan. And then Martina and Orna. We've been friends a long time. But now, to be fair, one of my friends fell out with me because I left a band, and so what we actually needed was time apart in order for us to, but what you do is, the great thing is, because you have the other friends, you can say, look, when you're ready to have these conversations, I'm here. So we were able to get back to be friends again, but we had to have some time apart in order to kind of, for both of us to get to the same place where we actually wanted to be friends again. That's the nature of it. I'm sure they didn't want to hear this on the pod, but that's the truth.
Well, we cut that.
No, it's fine. But it's interesting because it's not like we haven't discussed about it. And it wasn't one person's fault or the other. It just was that particular time, circumstances put us in a space, and therefore
I'd say it was your fault, Niamh.
Yeah, probably.
Just know what I know, Niamh. Know what I know.
Okay, I'll accept that. However, what might need to happen in this group is that there might need to be time for this other couple to take a bit of a step back.
Well,
and it doesn't mean they'll never come back in.
Yeah, I do think that this is a lesson to anyone who has a friend group and two people hook up, and you need to go, well, hold on a second. This is your responsibility now.
Yeah.
If this breaks up, you're both out of the group and you can feck off until you can
resolve it.
Until the point that you can be civil again to each other, because you can't destroy a whole friendship group just because you're getting your rocks off.
Unless it's very good, if it's good,
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
I've just thought of something, but no.
Come on, what are you talking about? You made me bring my friend group into here.
No, I don't have any situation like that in my friend groups.
I
just
rarely
don't think
fall
any
out.
of my friends have ever slept with each other.
Oh, I'm trying to think if that's happened. No, I don't think so.
Oh.
No.
Oh, I think there was something.
Oh, come on.
No, it was nothing to do with me.
Naturally.
Yeah, there was one person. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
I'm sure the people have loved that digression there. where you told us absolutely nothing about your life.
Niamh, we have a second problem.
Just as well.
Okay. Do you want to read this one?
Okay. Dear Niamh and Gearoid, I'm a big fan of the show, and Gearoid, I met you when you last played in Glasgow at the Comedy Festival. I love agony rants, and I'm writing with an unexpected situation.
Now, hold on a second. I've only met 2 people when I played in Glasgow, and I remember them very specifically.
You only met 2 people.
I only met 2
Was that
people
all
come up
that
to me
was at
after
your
the show.
gig?
2 separate people come up to me after the show.
Was there only 2 people at your gig?
No. No, but like I only had interactions, let's say, with 2 people.
Okay.
And they were both women.
Okay. Well,
The
maybe
one was
things
with
have
her
changed.
boyfriend.
Maybe things have changed for one of those women.
Well,
This is
if
from
it's
Dave.
the boyfriend, things have changed significantly because he was with a woman. But no, I don't think that was them.
Okay.
Anyway,
Stop now, right?
Okay.
I love agony rants, and I'm writing with an unexpected situation that's become suddenly more personal. I've been seeing a man for 6 months who owns a local flower shop. Recently, he realised that one of his regular customers, a married man who has ordered birthday flowers for his wife on numerous occasions, has also been sending romantic arrangements to another woman. Oh my God.
this is very murder, she wrote.
Love this. The card messages make it clear it's not innocent.
Like I said, draw a dick on it. Dear Elaine, lots of love, John. And then could you just draw a big dick on that, please?
Oh my God. You're relying on the florist being able to do a very good representation of a dick. I mean,
When I was growing up and I found out the way florists work,
okay.
that is the one thing I found incredibly weird.
What, the people would draw dicks on it?
No, the handwritten notes are written by the florist.
Oh yeah, I know.
I thought that was really, really weird.
Was it disappointing?
Well, it just made me think of like, you know, like when you see wreaths and stuff, and it's like huge condolence, like our
So what
best
did you think
sympathies
I
from
mean-
you know, from the Kelly family, and it's like the Kelly.
Do you think they
family,
paid?
like,
Yeah,
whoever
but do you
wrote
think
that
they
didn't care.
paid florists to deliver stuff after handwriting a card? Now,
I
sometimes
just
that
thought
does
you
happen.
Well, when I was a kid, I thought that what you did was you went into the florist, you wrote the card, and then you gave it to them, and then they delivered the flowers to
Yeah,
them.
sometimes that's the way it works. Sometimes. Okay. Not always. Where were we? Okay. So he felt uncomfortable and looked the woman up on Instagram to understand what was going on.
Yeah, right.
I love that. When he
yeah,
showed...
that's why I look at people on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it gets better. Wait to hear this. When he showed me her profile, I recognized her immediately. She's my aunt. So the other woman is this other person's auntie, right? She isn't married, and there's no sign on her social media that she knows this man has a wife.
She does, however, have a link to her OnlyFans.
Clearly. I had to explain to my husband what OnlyFans was yesterday.
Haven't seen him since.
No, he went off on his phone. The wife, meanwhile, has recently received an anniversary bouquet from her devoted husband. And that's in, quotation marks. I've told my boyfriend how I feel about him continuing to take the man's orders, but he says it's his business and we live in a small community.
Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable knowing my aunt may be involved with someone who is deceiving her, but I also don't know if it's my place to interfere. Do we tell my aunt what we know? My boyfriend is very reluctant to get involved. Please help. Love the show. Dave.
Okay.
What's your answer to that?
2 things.
Oh, 2. Okay.
1, your aunt knows.
Yeah. Very likely. If it's
she
a small
knows.
community, she definitely knows.
She absolutely knows. She's banging a married man, and you don't want to go to her and go, you'll never guess.
She doesn't want you there. She doesn't want that conversation.
No. Your aunt knows, and she's fine with it. Trust me. The second thing, which I think is a big red flag, right, is if you're having an affair and you send a bouquet to your wife and you say, I dropped my pen.
You threw your pen, actually.
If you are the sort of person that when you're having an affair, you send your wife a bouquet with devoted husband, like specifically devoted,
So the wife knows.
you are a psychopath.
No, but also your wife automatically knows something's amiss.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be happy. The three of them could be living in this lovely, that's grand. He's getting himself over there and I don't have to deal with him, I suspect. And I get some nice flowers out of it. Some women like that. All three of them could be happy about this and you could go in like a bull in the china shop and then they'll have to be all moral about it.
Now, I will say that I would say it is likely that his wife doesn't know.
If my husband sent me a bunch of flowers with devoted husband on it, I'd say you're off your head, right? Not that he doesn't tell me he adores me, but he'd never use the word devoted. I mean, he better be.
Yeah, that's just...
I mean, that's...
Now, unless it said devoted husband on the card, you know.
I don't think I've ever seen...
They could have said sympathies for the loss of your devoted husband.
They marked that out with a bit of specs, though.
I think Dave, poor Dave. Poor Dave. Innocent Dave. He doesn't realise that his aunt, bit of a bike. But also that his boyfriend, doesn't really care. It's not your job to care about this.
No, and actually, Dave...
His job is to sell flowers.
100%. Your boyfriend is bringing you out on the proceeds of selling those flowers. So, fecka, the more he buys, the better. That's a double
Guess
customer.
What? The biggest customer of a florist is a fuckboy.
Yeah. Hello. He's not going to tell him I'm not going to take your orders anymore.
Yeah.
Dave, take the money.
Yeah, he's not going to be clutching his pearls.
And enjoy the drama. I'm in from afar.
I do think, okay, let's examine the most important piece of this, because we can't say that all of the points in this are equal to each other, right?
No, okay.
The point that is obviously going to eat away at the back of his brain is the fact that his aunt is with somebody who is married. Right?
Okay.
Now, I think what you should do is you should try to get a bit more goss on that.
Yeah.
For your own...
I love your go-to is...
peace of mind.
What's the gossip?
Well,
how
if
would
you can
do that?
say to her,
do you go to your
seeing
auntie?
Anyone?
Yeah.
Or if you know she's got flowers, go over and go, where'd you get the flowers?
I mean, it depends on how often you go to your aunt's house, right? If you're a regular customer to the aunt, as in you go into the house regularly, then that's an easy conversation. If you don't normally go over and then suddenly randomly come over, knowing that your boyfriend is a florist, oh, where'd you get them flowers from? It might look a bit obvious.
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting point. You could say to your aunt, oh, my other half, he's a florist. He's from blah, blah, blah. Just to tease away, did you ever get flowers from there?
Or the other thing you could do is the next time a delivery needs to be gone there, you could say to your boyfriend, sure, I'll bring them.
That's psychotic.
I'll do the delivery.
Well, wait, do you know what you could do? Do you know what? In all innocence, you could say, oh, I heard you got flowers. Because they came from, my partner's shop. Who are we getting the flowers from? You could just be interested, just see what little bits she's willing to,
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe somebody got flowers from a man. And then just see what she says.
Man. Oh, that's a bit specific. That means they've been discussing it.
Yeah, exactly. Because if they work it out, of course they're going to discuss it. But what she could do is, you will be able to tell. Because if she's a bit sheepish and goes, well, yeah. Then it's like, okay, she clearly doesn't know. But if she's like, don't say anything about them.
Do it in front of your ma and everybody else in your whole family.
Because you don't want a situation where you don't want to embarrass her, but you need to get a read on this.
Listen, if you don't want to embarrass her, then just ignore it's all going on. For God's sake. There's
no
way you're not going to do this.
But if you go over to her house and she's like, I think we're getting engaged, then you'd be like, I have a bit of news.
Actually.
Yeah, let's know how you get on. I know what you mean though, because
I know it's a rock and a hard place, isn't it? It is, because you want to be, it depends on how close you are to your auntie, right? But the truth is, if you're really close and you care about her, you don't want to see her getting hurt. The best way is to tease it out and see if she knows. And you'll know by the way she answers.
Yeah. Totally. Niamh, before we go, we would like to ask the listener to subscribe to our Head Stuff Plus. Also, do you know what we would like, Niamh?
What would we
like? We would
like
like reviews.
Yes, reviews would be good because we put this work in all the time.
They've stalled. No reviews. And I think what you could also do to assist the show is that if you have a friend that you think would like Agony Rants and doesn't already listen, you should tell that friend. And you can also do that by posting on social media going, I absolutely love this podcast. These people are incredible, etc.
Okay.
Handsome.
Feels very
Wonderful
specific.
dancers.
Very specific.
Also, Niamh.
What? Are you on
other
tour?
News, I'm on tour. I am on tour. I think when this comes out, will I have finished the UK tour? No, I won't. I'll still have a Manchester left.
Okay,
I'll
good
have
job.
done, because this weekend I'm in Brighton and I'm in Liverpool, and then I've got Manchester on the 22nd. That's the last date of my UK tour.
On the 22nd, okay.
The 22nd.
And then what?
Or Australia.
Australia.
Oh, if you're listening in Australia, I'll be in Melbourne from the 6th to the 2 weeks later. And then on the
6th to the
20th.
2 weeks later.
And then the 20th and 21st, I'll be in Sydney. So come along.
Amazing.
Send your the people that you're at school with that you're still in touch with.
Yeah. Get them going.
Get them going. Like cousins. Nobody knows me in Australia, Niamh. It's, it's going to be a tough sell. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you never know.
Agony Rants fans,
As
please.
a matter of fact, is there not Agony Rants fans down there? We've had problems from there.
That's right, but I think they were from Perth.
So why didn't you go to Perth?
It's a 7-hour flight. But what's important is there's flights.
There's flights. I mean, surely they'll make the effort to come to say.
Of course. Gearoid.com is where you'll find all of your tickets.
Love it.
What are you up to this week, Niamh?
This week, I'll be mostly... What am I doing this week? Actually, this week is lovely for me because the end of the week, myself and Stephen are judging an amateur Strictly dancing competition.
Where?
In Dublin. It'll be fun. It'll be so much fun. And then...
That will be fun.
It will be fun. And
I was never asked to judge anything.
I know, but that actually came through me. I used to judge before I knew dancing, but now that I know dancing, I'm going...
God.
I'm in the same place. I don't know what the hell's going on. It'll be great fun. And then, of course, I'm going back down for the final to do the losers dance, as you called it.
Dancing with the losers. Yeah.
Dancing with the losers. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be nice. I'll be down.
Oh.
Yeah. And we'll have pods to record and all that before you run away.
Before I run away. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
We're going to have to plan that very well.
Well, we'll be able to do these down the line.
What time of the day will you be doing it if you're in Australia?
I don't know. I think Australia is ahead.
It is.
I think it's like a day ahead, isn't it?
Depends where you are.
Yeah. So, we just have a little Zoom and you can tell me what happened yesterday. Be grand.
Be lovely. You can tell me what's coming and I can get the lottery
Of course,
tickets.
that's unless I get blown out of the sky over Doha. But,
yeah, well, don't be doing that. What way are you flying? Are you going through... Were you going through Dubai?
I was, I think.
I think I'd be rerouting that.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, well. Niamh, it's been wonderful to chat to you.
Always. Love you.
Provided there's no... I mean, who knows if the world's going to be here in a week.
But at least we'll have solved these problems.
At least we've made your Monday better. Tuesday may never happen. But at least your Monday's uplifting.
Very, very true.
We'll chat to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.